Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Meet the Cast. I haven't unmuted you yet. I'm waiting for my round of applause to finish. Yes, so, and Womp, you're in the room. Today I am joined by none other than
Sleepy friend.
that's the one. We also have Pinky Boy, aka Jack from Gamingkin, here to read any comments that you do post.
Yeah,
Yep,
anything you type, Jack will read it out loud.
No, it's just for the questions that get asked later on. I have live chat and a notepad up, so
Oh, did you take questions yourself?
No.
Good. That'd be rude as
no, it's so that I don't need to keep scrolling up and down. I can just transfer them into the notepad and it keeps them there, so live chat can keep going and I can put the questions over there and
Put a question mark at the end of that, and that is a question.
Oh, there we go. That's
well,
a good idea.
Anything with a question mark at the end is technically a question. So, today, we're here to talk about you, Sleepy.
Yay.
Care to introduce yourself properly and say who you're playing?
I am Sleepy, and I started off playing as Best, and then he died in an unfortunate sex accident. And then I became Sneak, and he also died in an unfortunate button pressing accident. And now I am Dweeb. So that is where we're at.
That is indeed. So, you're currently Dweeb. Now, if memory serves me, because I made the fucking character, Dweeb is an artificer, correct?
He is an artificer.
Now, Dweeb goes back a fair bit. Like, Dweeb wasn't a spontaneous creation.
I've been having Dweeb in my campaign since like 2nd edition, so he's well liked.
Oh yes, I remember in our last season, which was streamed over on Gamingkin, I had a lot of fun with Dweeb.
Dweeb unfortunately stalls the game, so I don't tend to bring him out too often.
Well, now you don't have to worry about it
because he's in every session.
because he is the game. I mean, everyone else just became side characters. Like,
oh, that's not good.
Oh, to be honest, before I forget, unfortunately, I need to remove this one because also deceased.
Oh wait, what?
I still had Tabby's.
Oh, Michi. Oh,
I felt bad. I did feel bad. For anyone who listened in on Sunday, that day, we had a new character, Michi. I think Michi lasted a grand total of one session.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it joined not this week, but not the week that's just been, but the week before, and then died quite early the other night due to an unfortunate ring accident.
I can't help but feel partially responsible for that.
Hey, you done your best. You tried to heal the damage.
Tried.
I mean, absolutely none of you thought about it logically. F was just determined to get it out with those players.
Yeah, I had no clue what to do. I'm gonna be honest. I looked at my gear and I didn't have anything. I wasn't prepped.
I mean, it's not as if he's had anti-magic anything. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second.
I honestly debated putting her back in the fridge.
It would have worked.
I know.
Yeah, that ring, as soon as it hits room temperature, continues to heat up indefinitely. So
see, I didn't know what it was. I figured it was some kind of heat sink. Like he didn't have cold magic for the fridge. He just had that absorbing all the heat in there to keep everything fresh. So I really did not want to touch it.
Well, yeah, the truth isn't far off. But yes, so you have played 3 people in this campaign. and your 2 deaths were, shall we say, non-combat related. Well, no. Best's death could be combat related, depending on, like, a few things. But yeah, for the most part, you haven't died after rolling initiative.
No, I have not. Not yet.
How do you feel
I don't
about
plan to.
it?
I honestly, it feels in character. It feels pretty good.
Character.
I'm just
I
thinking.
don't even
there,
think Sneak's ever been in combat.
Nope, Sneak never got combat.
I don't think any characters in this campaign have actually died in combat, have they?
They haven't, no.
No.
We
We're
have
not very
had a grand
combative.
total of, what, 4 deaths? 5 deaths?
Yeah, 5.
Dead characters are... Drum roll, please. Because they're all being kept. We have Best. We have Juno. We have Sneak. And we have Tabby.
Oh, only 4?
There's only been 4.
Guess I'll have to kill someone next week, so I'm not a liar.
Well, yeah, if you kill someone next week, we will have had at least 1 death every 2 weeks. Like, yeah, that actually works out. We're at 4 deaths, and this was, what, week 9?
Yeah.
So,
Have to kill somebody. Who wants to die? F. How you feeling about dying, man? I got Eldritch Blast, so.
Oh, there we go. Problem solved. I think if F dies to Eldritch Blast, we can call it game 1. So, yeah. What would you say is the most memorable part of this campaign so far for you?
Those fucking carts. I'm still angry about those fucking carts. My God. Eating that fucking candied onion and vomiting everywhere.
Oniony fresh.
It was so bad. I'm just waiting for the carts to be everywhere. But yeah, it's all been pretty damn fun.
Yep, so week 10, so yeah. Well, someone needs to die.
Not it.
We can never kill Dweeb.
I'm going to start pumping up his AC.
I'm trying to think of one thing that would help you.
At least I'll have it.
You would. I'm just trying to think that your 2 deaths did not have anything to do with AC.
No, they did not.
Like,
but I'd like to have it.
Protection to bed, but yes, I'll sleep with you. Give me 2 seconds. I've got a coat of arms here to put on. Would you mind passing over the chainmail? Thank you. Just,
Evie says next week's week 11.
So yeah, we're about due a death.
Not it.
I mean,
no,
let's be
luck is probably me.
honest. What was it, session 1 or 2? There was almost 2 deaths instantly.
Unfortunately, we know who's due a death. I just don't want to say it.
Yeah, like, come on. There's only 2 people that could possibly die right now that would make any sense. And
they're both Kevin.
There's Jack.
Oh, Jack, don't die. He likes being a grung.
Fuck the grung. So, if the cards are your most memorable, what has been your least favorite part of the campaign?
Shit, that's hard because I've been enjoying myself.
The deck of far too many things, the Ronald McDonald incident.
The lake. The lake where we all dumbassed it up. That hurt my soul.
Yes.
Freaking like 3 feet of water.
Yeah. Yeah. How are you finding the click method?
Oh, I like the click method. I much prefer the click method, and I heard you planning on leave Kevin alone. I'm not doing anything to Kevin.
I am.
I mean, unless that card I drew.
Oh no! Oh no! I'm not. I am not talking about that card.
Hey, you can. I mean, you could. Someone in the chat could ask a question about it.
They could. Yeah. Okay. Right. You know what?
I can't answer it, so.
I will tell you exactly what card you drew.
No, don't do it.
The fact that you have like 5
I don't want
days.
to know.
You'll have 5 days.
I'm good.
Waiting for. Are you ready? You drew a card.
No.
You know what's on that card?
That's good.
A picture.
That's good.
That's it. That's what you.
Oh, I've been meaning to ask this. Can I keep the cards?
That you draw?
Yeah.
You have been.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm going to make a little coat.
You keep them.
See, I had been wondering about that, if they go poof or not.
Nope, they do not go back in the deck. The deck's number never changes. And, yeah, you just keep them. Whoever gets the full 1,000 gets godlike powers. You get a challenge rating of 1,852 because it's the only challenge rating I've got stat blocks for. So yeah.
Well, awesome.
I think the highest we've got right now is, I think you are at 20.
Oh, for cards? It's not me.
No, someone's at 20. But I never actually put down, I just get the number 20. So someone has drawn at least 20 cards. I also don't know if
that might be Evie, because Evie had to draw like a lot all in a row.
I still, to this day, feel bad about F.
Oh man, I feel worse now because I should have pumped up his level since Michi died anyway.
I was so tempted to just kill him off outright, just because it would have hurt less. So yeah. So the lake was what you would consider your least favorite plot.
Yeah, I face palmed hard on that one.
A bunch of grown people who didn't check the depth of the lake.
No,
at least you didn't Olympic dive in.
We are like the least competent adventurers I've ever seen, and I'm definitely including myself. I am hardcore in there. I am dumb.
Okay, right. I need to ask because, yeah. How are you feeling about the pants situation in the group?
The pants? The lack of pants?
Yes.
I mean, that was Sneak's thing, so. I mean, we still have that bag, right?
Yes, F still has the bag of pants.
Oh, hell yeah. I have pants, so I don't care. Dweeb's not about that pants life.
What's Dweeb about?
But Sneak. Oh, I got goals for when we get money from Dad. I need to research more Magic so that I can figure out a way to put them in balls, sell them, make a lot of money.
Yeah, I wasn't going to touch upon the balls thing because we haven't really dealt with it yet.
Yeah, it just makes so much more sense. I mean, you could accidentally open a scroll and you don't even have to read that bitch. You open it and you're effed.
Yep.
It is coming, but the balls, you got to throw those.
Yeah, that's like a Pokeball.
Exactly.
Will you be looking to make a tan bag or whatnot
to go in them to safely store the balls?
Yes, or
I mean,
mainly to like, what is it? I know F's got one, but I can't remember what campaign. Tan bag of something allows you to pull animals from it.
Oh my!
It was equipment bag of tricks. That's what that is. Will you be looking to put bag of tricks in the ball form and then literally making Pokemon?
That could be fun.
That would be fun.
My main thought when I started off with the balls thing was I thought it would be hilarious to make a bunch of cheap healing spells in ball form and just watching barbarians yeet them into people and causing more damage than they heal.
You healed for 4. It's a shame it was an improvised weapon and they have Tavern Brawler and you took like 15 d8 damage.
Exactly. I've always been a fan of that.
Kind of like
but we'll see where it
there.
goes.
I will heal you to death.
Yeah, Jack's Mr. Touchy is really scary.
Oh yeah.
He needs to stay away.
Or get ranged
I
healing.
would like to point out I actually haven't used any healing in this campaign.
You have so far done the least amount of healing out of everyone with healing spells.
Yeah.
The goddamn artificer has healed more than you.
Yeah, but either I'm not there or I'm the one needing healed.
That is a good point. So, Sleepy, what was it that got you into D&D in the first place?
That's a good question. It would have probably been the old Forgotten Realms books. I was a big fan of Forgotten Realms when I was a kid, and we were broke, so it was super expensive to get like video games and stuff like that. But D&D was free to check out from the library, so my library was cool. So I started doing that, and I played with 1 or 2 friends, and just kept going from there. And it's becoming more and more friendly and easier to play, so it's amazing.
So you've not gone the whole gatekeeping way?
Nah, man. I'll upgrade with each. I can play any of them.
Because
I'm even a fan of 4th edition.
Oh.
I don't consider that D&D.
Oh.
It's not D&D, but it's a fun game.
So, any views on 5 Torches Deep?
Yeah.
That's comforting. I especially liked the way you just like trailed off there. It really filled me with confidence.
Yeah, I know, right? Next question.
Oh my god. So, what is your biggest D&D horror story?
Like as a DM or a player?
Both. I'll do you one better. You go, I'll go. You were there for one of mine. My DM one. Or was
Okay, one time I was DMing a game for... They weren't exactly new to playing D&D. This was about their 10th session, but we were doing a new game because they wanted new players, new characters to play as. And the cleric decided he was going to climb over this wall and could not make the check. And the gate was open right next to the wall, and everyone else walked through and got ambushed and started getting killed. And the cleric spent the next 9 turns trying to get over that wall.
Oh, that's painful.
And then he got pissed off about it afterwards and decided he wanted to be a hexblade. And I was like, no problem. Can't have him as a healer.
You have to be there to be a healer.
Yeah. And so his level 1 ass picked a fight with the guards walking in the gate, and everyone else just walked right past him, and he died right there. It was miserable. It was miserable DMing that. I was trying to give him so many ways out, and he was just saying stuff about the guard's mom. I was gonna let him go as a joke until he stabbed the dude. Wow. You can't really get past that.
No, that kind of cements your fate, though. So is that as a DM?
That's as a DM.
Okay. For me, you've heard this story a million times. Everyone has heard this story a million times. The party were in a cave surrounded by thousands of kobolds. There was a large pile of treasure. The rogue decided to stand on it and dance. Still don't know why. Of course, it woke up the Dragolich, which was underneath the treasure in the ground. So the rogue was very soon dancing on top of a dragon lich. Which, for anyone who doesn't know, a dragon lich is an ancient dragon who has turned itself into an undead. So it's the size of an ancient dragon. So, while dancing up there, they decided to drop the equivalent of holy battery acid on this thing's head, and were thrown off. While the rogue was soaring through the air, they asked if they could use sleight of hand to pick up treasure from the Dragolich's feet. 25 minutes it took to explain that that was not a thing that could ever happen. To the point where I know at least one player got up, went and made a fried egg sandwich, ate it, had a yogurt, came back, heard that it was still going on, went, had another yogurt before coming back, and still had to wait. Jack, you were there for this.
I missed it. I went to the shop in the middle.
You fucking could have. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. 25 minutes to explain that no, she couldn't do that. And then 25 minutes to explain that, yeah, people saw her soaring through the air, so she was not going to be able to stealth check in front of thousands of kobolds in a big open space to grab something without being seen. It was pretty bad.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I have no input. I've never DM'd long enough to have a DM nightmare.
Hey, just
You
saying.
shit on that.
I DM'd one session.
What is it, like a Easter one shot coming up?
Yeah.
Oh, 1 second, guys. 1 second. Gotta get the little baby.
I do believe it is an Easter one shot. Are you DMing it?
Oh, God. I'll be too busy eating Easter eggs.
I'm sorry, but you'll have time to eat and DM at the same time.
You really want me to DM with a mouthful of chocolate eggs, eh?
Well, I'd rather you need the experience. For those of you who don't know, this particular campaign was never actually supposed to happen. This was supposed to be Jack's campaign. But due to work him, like, getting in the way, he was unable to finish the mechanics you're working on?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, I've actually kind of scrapped the idea of doing it. But I have been, in the little bits of spare time I've got, working on some world building for a campaign. Probably starting after summer.
At least now I know how long I've got to run this one. I don't even know if we'll make it that long. The rate everyone's dying. There was only 200 odd kids.
That's alright, I can make up another 200 odd characters.
No, I think there was only I think I specifically said there was only 200 in total.
Yeah, we've only gone through 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Well, there is
Okay.
5 dead. 1 is not a party member, hence the fact they were not counted.
I'm back.
Welcome back. So there's
All
6.
I heard Jack say was he was gonna run an Easter theme, all candy thing this Sunday, right, Jack?
No. What I did say is the sci-fi one that I was working on, I was trying to work mechanics from Star Trek Adventures into 5e.
I told you,
I
I actually
figured
gave you a thing to use the mechanics from. I literally hand delivered it.
I know, but I like the look of the mechanics for Star Trek Adventures, but I still wanted to
the issue was
make
the
it so
dice.
it would, yeah, the challenge dice. But anyway, I'm actually world building and working on one to run kind of after summer, like the tail end of the summer.
Wouldn't it be easier just to use Spelljammer?
apparently has
Side-
references. Yeah.
I have no idea what that is, and you'll have to explain it to me another time.
It's like it's like an entire D&D kind of world made for space.
That's two that you now know of. Anyway,
Keep it up. We'll play Pathfinder after summer.
I'm okay
Oh,
with
I love Pathfinder.
it. I don't think
I'm good with
anyone
Pathfinder.
Yeah. I'm already playing 5 Torches Deep every second Saturday.
Oh man,
We haven't actually started yet.
it's I
but
can't do
apparently-
that. I can't do House on Haunted Hill.
Don't actually know that one. Well, I have been told that death is a common occurrence in 5 Torches Deep.
Yeah.
So I'm a mage.
Yeah.
And I have the second highest health and AC.
5 Torches Deep is like you ever played the little Steam game Darkest Dungeon?
Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna be like that.
Shit.
Yeah.
Well then. I need to beat your record.
Shit. My worst player experience was with a DM, and it wasn't the DM's fault. He made his expectations known very early on, and this was back in the days of in-person D&D.
Ooh.
He said, if you want to talk out of character, either say out of character or raise your hand before you start talking. And he told us this at session 0, and I was like, cool, no fucking problem. Except that our rogue would yell sneak attack every time we run into a room.
Oh my god. That Ooh.
And we had no healer except me, who was a paladin, who had lay on hands because this was 4th edition, so I had jack shit for healing spells. Super annoying. Eventually changed to evil class to kill them all.
Did at any point your rogue actually successfully get a sneak attack?
No.
Or did shouting sneak attack give that away?
He also kicked down doors to sneak attack.
Okay, that sounds an awful lot like me playing Payday.
Yeah. Stealth mission. Not anymore.
Oh no. I have recently, after a couple of really difficult levels, we have kind of perfected. I was playing with Evie Falcon, the one who is in this game. I see you in the
Who's
chat.
currently in chat?
We were playing a stealth mission that yep, let's just say it was challenging because of one room in particular. So I'm like, I'm just gonna kill everyone. So I did. I killed everyone. And we were okay. So I'm like, oh wait a minute. So there was a bank job which I was doing myself, and I literally killed everyone in the bank, and then leisurely set up the drill and took all the money and emptied everything and walked away. Nobody can report it if there's nobody left to report it. Sneak attack. Anyway, I digress. Yes, for me personally, worst player, I was, for lack of a better way, royally fucked by our DM. One of the other party members tried to pick my pocket, and I noticed. So, we went into a bar. The town had been fighting with a group of orcs, and the person that had tried to pick my pocket was a half orc. Everyone was drunk. I thought, yes, I don't have to do anything to get back at him. So I offered 1 gold coin to anyone that could kick his ass.
Yeah.
According to my DM, because I attempted to fuck over another party member, everyone attacked me. I'm like, okay, you know what, fair enough. I've just flashed a gold coin. I get that. So I, being a dragonborn, used acid on a flimsy wooden wall. That's how it was described to me. Flimsy wooden wall. I used acid breath and then tried to charge through it. Just like, go. Well, I wasn't allowed to roll strength. I wasn't allowed to roll dexterity, athletics, or anything. No saving rolls, no nothing. I failed to break through the wall. The force of the crowd pushed me through the wall, knocking me prone, where they all beat me unconscious and took all of my money and gear.
What? It doesn't make it.
No, that what he says is it was punishment for trying to fuck over a party member. You know what? Okay. You know what? It seems a bit excessive, but I can deal.
What about the party member that jacked you?
Yeah, excessive. Oh, he left. He never came back after that session because he wasn't a fan of D&D. And that's fine. But I left it. You know, fair enough. I retired that character because that character was built properly for, being able to enjoy a game. If I'm going to get fucking steamrolled like that, I'd be as well, being useful at one thing. So I min-maxed. I min-maxed. I'll admit it. I'm terrible. I'm a horrible human being. Crossbow
Min-max
expert.
is fun sometimes.
Well, crossbow expert, sharpshooter, variant human.
Shit.
2-hand crossbows. A wearable shield. AC of like 20. Could fire like 6 bolts per action. As a variant human battlemaster, had like 3 actions. No, I only had 2. But yeah, I'm min-maxed to level 5. Then after level 5, I cross-classed for a proper build. So I had my one thing that I was good at, and I was working on everything else. I was balancing out my character. So we finally meet a dragon. Now, one of the party members, who you have personally met, wanted to fuck the dragon. Yes.
Sexy ass dragons.
You know exactly who it is. Her cloaca would have been destroyed.
I remember.
Yep. So, do you remember Deceit? The character Deceit?
Mm-hmm.
That's who she played in that campaign. So, yeah. Basically, she shouted to the group, "Nobody attack the dragon." Me, the min-maxed half-tank little shit who was not allowed a long rest because I was drunk, so only had half health. Thought, you know what, fuck this. There's 2 dragonborn and there's a dragon. I'm going after the dragon because if I can put a hurt on it, we can get the fuck out of here. Now, I done called shots for both eyes. You can tell what I was trying to do. So, yeah. I took my shot. I hit both of the dragon's eyes. The dragon was stunned. Not blinded, stunned. She, being unhappy that I had attacked her potential lover boy, used the command spell to make me drop all of my weapons, take off my armor, and get on my knees with my head touching the floor. Now, this was in the middle of a fight with 2 dragonborns with scimitars directly in front of me. Unbeknownst to me at the time, because I was still a new player, command literally says you will not do anything that would put your life in danger. The player didn't know this. I didn't know this. The DM did. And I got confirmation after the DM definitely knew this. So, not only did they strip me of my AC, he used both Dragonborn to attack me with advantage multiple times until I died. Now, I went to 0 health, and what he said was that the scimitar went clean through my head and embedded in the dirt below. What would you make of that as a player and DM?
Some BS.
Oh, no, just your head getting cut in half.
Yeah, I mean, you don't survive that.
So I said about making a new character. Now, this would have been my 3rd character in the campaign. 1 retired, 1 dead. Oh. He said if I was going to keep switching out my characters, I could just leave. So I pointed out I was dead. Like, no death throws, because you don't do a death throw if your head has literally been split in 2. He's like, you're not dead, you've just got a scar across your face. I'm like, my face that was on the ground. Like, yeah. So there was slight issues. So that would be my worst experience. Is the DM didn't hate me. The problem wasn't me. The problem was the player who cast the spell. It wasn't so much that he hated me. He really didn't hate her. She didn't have much of a backstory. She was a sheltered elven princess looking for an army to take on her father. That was her entire backstory. Every other session was, oh, you remember the days walking through the courtyards with the advisors doing strategy. She's like, what? Yeah, he built her backstory. Regardless,
God.
like, it was 45 minutes chunks of just what she'd been doing 5 years ago. It got particularly tedious. So yeah, he was like really into her to the point that it did get a wee bit creepy. At the end of sessions, he's like, if you have any questions, just come to me. Just think of me as like your D&D father. I'm like your father. Like, oh no. Cringe. I mean, nice
Super
guy,
cringe.
not great with social interaction. And now if you really want to annoy the woman in question, you literally just say, I'm like your father. It's
Awesome.
it was something. It was definitely something. And then of course this one other DM. You see this one other DM, he was a fucking bellend. He put the fucking cabbage man from Avatar in front of me and then like stole my sword with him. I hope that sword's living a good life.
That sword is living its best life.
That's-
It was actually going to be a character showing up later in the campaign.
I would have been okay with that.
Yeah, I had a big drawn out thing for it. It was coming back.
The sword that started life as a staircase.
Yeah. It was actually going to kill the cabbage guy in his sleep to gain levels from killing him.
Oh god, a level 20 mimic.
Yeah.
That'd be terrible.
Yeah. It was pretty bad.
Okay, so now
Man,
since the also lovely meat shield, I mean people that were on here are not DMs, I've got questions that I can only ask you, and I'm going to take advantage of that. What is your favorite monster in the monster manual? That does include like Volvo's Guide to Monster. In any,
I am a huge fan of hags.
Ooh, interesting.
They are so versatile.
You know something? If it wasn't for the fact that I know your wife, and like, she's the best person ever,
she's so sweet.
I could have made so many jokes. Huh?
I know.
Tell her I said sorry, and I'll accept the bollocking later. But so versatile how? Because there is quite a few in the way of hags.
First off, the way you could play them, they don't even have to look like a monster at first.
Oh, no.
They actually have the intelligence score to use the PCs to do work for them, which I love. So it's a monster you don't even have to play as a monster.
No, you just
they can actually be exactly until the time comes.
Okay, now my biggest question is what type of hag are you referring to? Because for example, the sea hag only has an intelligence of 12, which is a +1, whereas the night hag has an intelligence of 16.
Yeah, night hags are freaking redonk.
I'm looking at
but
it now.
I'm a fan of the green hag.
Green hag. Intelligence 13, strength 18. Oh my, holy shit! What the?
Yeah.
Fuck?
Yeah.
I looked at its at will. It's got vicious mockery.
Yeah.
illusionary
it comes with
appearance,
missions.
invisible passive. This thing is fucking beastly. What's the challenge rating? Is this challenge rating a 3? Let's get that's why. Let's get alright health. Let's get decent armor class. Okay, you know what? I can see why that would be versatile.
It's really fun, and it's not overpowered. And I mean, shit.
Okay, what would you say?
It's what's up?
What would you say is your least favorite thing about it?
The hack. Having, you know how D&D likes to put stuff in there to where you're like, you're supposed to do this.
Yeah.
This is how it's supposed to start. Hags are supposed to turn invisible until they attack or cast a spell.
Yep.
Which I think
passage.
is dumb. I think that's super dumb.
So yeah, they do have a skill invisible passage. The hag magically turns invisible until she attacks or casts a spell or until her concentration ends. While invisible, she leaves no physical evidence of her passage, so she can be tracked only by magic. Any equipment she wears or carries is invisible with her. Yeah, that's
the fun thing is anything she carries is invisible. So if you get enough small monsters, and she can just eat them at the players, and they just become invisible as she eats them. But she doesn't because she hasn't attacked anyone.
knocking that down. I mean, yeah.
And
Okay.
she also has mimicry, so she can sound like any of the players. So if you're playing a game where you separate the characters, and you're playing in real life and you actually physically separate the characters, you could tell them they hear one of the party members' voices from down the hall.
So, yeah, do you see a 14 on wisdom to pass? Oof.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun.
Now, the one thing that is really standing out to me is they're given their appearance and their attitude, their high charisma.
Right.
They have a charisma of 14.
Considering how they look and how they act, they probably shouldn't have a charisma that high, but I take it as like a Fae-like thing. Like, you don't see them and think, man, they're beautiful. You think, oh, fuck, if I need to make a deal, this is the person I need to come to.
You would get intimidation factor. You would get there is more to it than that. What I'm referring to mostly is, let's see, you have still in the green hag, yeah. So you have the green hag. You have a charisma of 14. The description that they have for it is an old woman with long flowing white hair, a crooked nose, a pointy chin, and green skin. My biggest issue with all of that is your only intimidation factor from just appearance is going to be the fact that you think you've gone to your in-laws for breakfast. Not you personally, just in general. I'm using that specifically as an example of something that I had to deal with once. It was terrifying. And vegetarian.
Oh, God.
Yeah. 2 weeks with no meat. Or cigarettes. Or Monster.
He must have been DTing so bad.
You have no idea. I was not a nice person on the trip home.
I bet, man.
Until I could get to a shop. But, yeah. Okay, right. What is your least favorite? In the entire monster manual, what's the one that you just don't like?
Goblins.
Right. You're gonna have to be specific.
I just fucking all the goblins. Just fucking take them. I fucking hate standard box goblin.
So that's goblins, goblin boss, hobgoblin, hobgoblin captain, devastator, iron shadow, bugbears.
All that shit. All the fucking first enemies you'll throw at a party for no reason. I am burnt out on goblin. I'm so tired of fucking goblin.
Okay, what about fucking goblins?
I mean, that's probably happened before, but
Have
that's
you not done it
different.
with a bugbear?
I have not done it with a bugbear
Yet.
yet.
Okay, so goblins, and purely is that purely because they are literally like it's like goblin
It's fodder.
slime?
It's just I'm so burnt out on goblins. It's basically the tavern textbook of introducing your characters. Everyone starts off fighting goblins, and I don't know why.
Goblins or kobolds tend to be the
Yeah,
expendable
I grew up with
squishy.
skeletons.
Yeah. Yeah. See, now
See,
if you
at
really
least
wanted to be a dick, do shadows.
see, I like introducing, especially when they're new to D&D. I like introducing them to a weak monster that has a feature to make them think. Like the skeletons, you can't use fucking sharp weapons on them. They're not effective.
Yep.
So at least it makes you think
Shadows
instead
are
of just
resistant to
murdering
pretty much
everything. Yeah. We would die.
Yeah. I mean, I've had 2 parties almost die to shadows anyway at like level 10. I haven't put them against skeletons because I had a party of 4 level 10s. One of them is in this call. Basically, almost die to a single gelatinous cube.
Love gelatinous cubes.
Oh, they're the best. Yeah. Jack, you're awfully silent.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy your running with the gelatinous cube?
It was much fun.
No.
Jack's making a stat sheet for gelatinous cube jelly eggs for Sunday.
You found a green egg. It dissolves you.
Chat wants to know what D&D shadows are.
Right, D&D shadows are shadows that are found in games of D&D. I hope that helps. I'm feeling that didn't help. Okay, right. Shadows. Sorry, I was actually looking up the fucking thing. Shadows they're undead. They're evil, chaotic, undead creatures. Now, what makes them fun is they have a half challenge rating, meaning they're one of the weaker enemies you could ever face. They only have an AC of 12 and they only have 16 health. They're pretty fucking manageable. Except they're not. They're only really vulnerable to radiant damage. They're immune completely to necrotic and poison. They also can't be exhausted, frightened, grappled, paralyzed, petrified, poisoned, prone, restrained. They have dark vision and all that fun stuff. Now here comes the fun bit. Shadows in D&D, you know, this wee tiny little half a challenge rating, are resistant to acid, cold, fire, lightning, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical weapons, which makes them extremely difficult to hurt. They can move through a space as narrow as 1 inch. While in dim light or darkness, they can take the hide action as a bonus action and just disappear. And yeah, if they hit you, they reduce your strength by 1d4 until you take a rest. And if your strength gets to 0, you die and turn into another shadow 1d4 hours later. No, radiant, it means like holy, like light. Like if the angels descended upon you and like just dick slapped you in the face, you would take radiant damage. Maybe. I don't have many examples of this happening in the past. Okay.
Yeah, it's fun, but
harsh.
yeah,
So
I'm typing right now for Sunday.
no worries. Right. So Dungeons and Dragons. It's in the name. When do you face your parties off against a dragon?
Oh, I don't tend to have them fight a dragon until about 7th level, but that is not up to me because you know how determined people are sometimes.
Oh yeah. Don't press that button, you'll die. Don't go up that hill, there's a dragon.
Well, now I feel like something's being focused on. No, I'm joking. I am a very poor player, and I will play my character, my dumb characters. But yeah, usually about 7th level, and I like them to feel a little overpowered fighting like a wormling, and depending on how they handle it, it definitely leads to consequences further down the road, whether good or bad.
Well, yeah.
But it's fun. I love dragons.
Dragons are great. They're one of those things that if you make the wrong call, your party ceases to exist.
Yeah.
As a DM, if you decide, okay, they can definitely handle a youngling dragon, I think they might struggle but would succeed against an adult dragon. You go 2 rounds of combat, half the party's dead and the other half are like on their way out. You're like, shit.
Yeah, sometimes those rolls are just not with
Trust
you.
me, I've seen that on Sunday. Those rolls were like terrible. That was some pretty bad rolling.
It happens. It really effing happens.
Totally not calling anyone out though. No, campaigns don't have to have dragons in them. But again, it's called Dungeons and Dragons. 9 times out of 10, your party are like kind of waiting for it.
Yeah,
want one. Although,
I've played entire campaigns where we haven't left a single city, and it just depends on what kind of people you have playing.
Well, yeah, I've had a campaign that only lasted about 3 sessions after getting out the city, and we were like 5 players out at that point. Yeah, I've also had someone who deliberately walked into a room that kept filling up with dragon's breath of different varieties, pressing buttons to try and find the right thing, and died almost twice because of it.
Who could that be?
Oh, I have no idea. Still. Okay, right. What is the dumbest puzzle you have ever seen failed?
Like something so simple that they just sat there forever trying to figure it out, or something. Because I had the number puzzle where you walk into the room and it counts down, and you hit the button in the center of the room, and it restarts the countdown. And so they sat there for 40 minutes trying to figure that out when the countdown, all it did was open the next door. But they kept pushing that motherfucking button.
Yeah. That is always
But I try to give the players some leeway because you know what? It's really stressful in that situation where you don't know what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
But also, dumb motherfuckers. We're all dumb when we're PCs.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm still remembering the chest puzzle.
Oh my god. I'm so happy I convinced them. That was great.
What was worse is that the 2 people that opened it, well, the person that opened it literally had to outroll someone else to be the one that opened it. Like,
and all he wanted was death.
Yep. So I had a puzzle in one of my games. There was 3 chests of 3 different colors, and there was a 4th chest with 3 different colored locks on it. You open the first chest, there's the key with that color, etc., etc. And on the top of the lid is a word. So there is a puzzle on the wall that I can't remember the exact wording, but basically said, "Don't be greedy, and you will get a prize. If you are greedy, you get nothing, but everyone else gets more." Now, I can't remember the exact wordings, but that's basically what it said. They opened the first one, took the first key. Opened the second one, took the second key. So, first one, the word on top is power. Second one, the word on top is word. Two of them rolled to see who got the privilege of opening the third box. They opened it. They died because it was power word kill. They had less than 100 health. They just dropped dead. No saving throws, no nothing, just gone. Ceased to exist. Everyone else got a bunch of shit for it. And mutilated the body a little bit. We still don't know why. That was a weird session. Okay, right. Sleepy.
Yes.
What is one thing you wish there was more of in D&D? Not just this campaign, but like all campaigns.
That is really difficult.
I know. Jack, you're doing a terrible job right now.
Am I?
Hell.
Because there's literally a question right there.
I couldn't tell you. I mean, I enjoy RPing. I enjoy it. I could always go for some more RPing.
That's a big problem because RP, you get what you give.
Exactly. And some days, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the easiest person to work with.
No, but
y'all are up at like ass crack early, and I'm over here at like 7:30 falling asleep.
It's something I've noticed as a DM mainly. Now with D&D, you get what you give, but it works in reverse. You can't give if you don't get. There has been quite a few times that you're sitting there. Somebody do something.
Yeah.
You can only say, right, so what he's going to do so many times before he does, like, okay, the ceiling caves in, two of you die, pick. Just to get something to happen. But yeah, with RP it can be the same. It can be challenging. Especially as a DM having to deal with NPCs. How do you deal with that? Like, busy marketplace, lots of NPCs that could be talked to. How do you prep for that?
I usually go the lazy route, and I write down usually 10 genres of TV shows and cartoons and whatnot, and then write down characters I like from each one. And then I roll a couple of D100s, and I get who I get.
Fair enough.
But usually it's just dweebs in there, and no one goes to another shop.
Well, yeah, because dweeb. I want magic testicles. I'm bald.
Exactly.
Okay, right.
Exactly.
Jack, this is a question for you.
Yes.
If you had to pick between killing every single grung, you could never play grung again, and saving dweeb, what would be your pick?
So my options are to kill all the grung or save dweeb.
Yes.
I would save dweeb.
Good answer.
Get all that experience from killing the grung, though.
Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah.
There's no downside.
I would never be able to play grung again.
I'm actually in the process of making new races.
Okay. Speaking of races, what is your favorite race to play?
Favorite race?
Yep. Give me two. Give me one for an RP perspective and the other for more practical.
RP's perspective, I'm gonna pick a human.
That is actually a really good choice.
Because I love the thought of walking around as a normal ass dude surrounded by these bizarre creatures and just going to like a normal human town and them stopping me going, "Are you okay? Do you blink if you need help?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And what about from a practical point of view?
For like a standard race, I like elves. I never play them, but I like elves.
I see.
I like them because when I first started playing D&D, I picked an elf, and I was one of the only characters to not die in one of our last dungeon raids. And the DM took a month off and said the next campaign takes place 80 years later, and everybody had to roll a new character, and he was like, "Not you."
You're still about.
It's like, you're still alive. And I was like, son of a bitch, elf. But I like it.
That is a good reason. I mean, for me, both are the same. Bugbear.
Bugbears are fun.
I like a bugbear. I mean, here you have a bulking, lanky-armed, ugly motherfucker. So why the hell wouldn't I want to play myself?
Heck yeah.
Yeah. That's where it is, man. I mean, so yeah, I'm going to pick the race that closely defines me. I'm a big, bulky, lanky-armed motherfucker. What about you, Jack?
I would probably be dweeb. I'd be dweeb.
Dweeb.
Overweight. Tired.
Always full of balls.
Always full of balls.
So, Jack, favorite race to play? Favorite race practically?
I think favorite race to play.
You can't play as an owlbear.
Is probably at the moment Grung, for reasons I've already explained in the last episode. But for practicality, because I usually play a magic class that usually ends up standing in part-time healer, it's not practical playing a Grung.
God, no.
And then, like the races I normally play when I do that are some form of elf, Kalistar, or Fire Ganassi. For a while it was Ganassi, but recently it's been Kalistar.
Owlbear is a monster. That's why it's not one of the standard races. They probably have it as a.
I couldn't even find it in homebrew.
Yeah, I was about to say they might have it in homebrew.
Okay. You want to see in the book? That's crazy. I can actually tell you the page number.
Awakened Owlbear, but
like you can't play as a proper.
Yeah. No, not a standard.
Page 226 in the player's handbook.
But it's not just that. The Wizards of the Coast haven't made any source books for Owlbear, whereas Grung has a whole adventure of its own.
Which wasn't Wizards of the Coast, if I remember correctly. I don't think Grung was Wizards of the Coast originally.
Yeah, it is Wizards of the Coast, but it's not D&D originally. It's not. Wizards of the Coast wrote the Grung, but it's not D&D.
Okay.
It's non-core. So like.
Yeah, it's
the Adventurers League stuff, which is
Greyhawk. It's Greyhawk.
No. The closest you were going to get to an owlbear would be a bugbear. Or a minotaur.
I mean, honestly, it's your DM's discretion.
Oh, well, yeah. Now, if someone said that they wanted to reskin something,
Yeah, I
now
got
if
it.
now if it makes sense, like now if you wanted to reskin a Luxodon as an owlbear, I'd allow it.
Yeah,
No problem. They're both large. They're both okay. If you wanted to reskin a gnome as an owlbear, I'd tell you literally take a long walk off a short pier, because that makes no fucking sense.
like to reskin a gnome as a garden gnome.
I can do that. You can, as long as your name is Nomeo.
That's right. Every time you look at me, I just stop like in Toy Story.
Sleepy, what do you do?
Combat's
Nothing.
gonna get
People are looking.
tedious. That's right. He's so
Yeah.
good at RPing.
No, you can't be an owlbear.
Sorry.
No. Now, see, speaking of that, is there any race that you would like to play that is not available?
They just made Dampener playable, which I'm pretty.
Have you looked at that?
Yeah, I know. It needs a lot of work.
Have you seen the rabbit one? It's even worse. So, for those of you who don't, spend a lot of time looking at this shit, basically, Wizards of the Coast is the latest company to bow down to the whole, we're going to do whatever the fuck you say, please don't cancel us. Some random people get really offended at orcs, and then it spread. Now, I don't know what the fuck they were offended at. I don't care. They can go fuck themselves. But what they've done is every new race since does not have racial pluses and minuses. It's all +2 or +1 or +1 or +1. It's all randomly. Like, you get to choose where your racial bonus goes, which defeats the purpose of having a racial bonus. Because basically, I can take a damn feel, or I can take a rabbit folk, or I could take the owl folk.
They took away the minus for the kobolds.
What? Oh.
What I do like they've got a nice middle ground, because you can't just put it in any stat. It gives you a set. I think it's like 2 stats that you can pick from.
Let's see. Let's just.
Now the new ones let you pick both.
Ugh.
No,
Yeah.
you can choose where it goes. That's what I mean. It defeats the purpose of having a racial bonus, because what you're doing there is your racial bonus can go wherever the fuck you like. So yeah.
See, if you want to do that, I have no problem with that. But you know what's going to happen? You're going to make your character. I'm going to make you make your entire character, and then I'm going to roll 2d6s, and that's where your stats are going.
Yeah. Because
and just because of that, your character cannot multi-class.
Well, see, even then, look, yeah, you can pick exactly where you want them to go, but you've done this through unnatural means, and you are shunned by your people. Even if you make the punishment RP, you are shunned by your people. You're marked. You have a fucking tattoo on your face of a handprint that says, "I've been a bad boy." Yes, every time you talk to someone of your kind, they look at you with disgust. They spit on you. They will not serve you. They will not work with you. They will not do anything to help you in any way, shape, or form, because you are the outcast. Okay, doesn't sound like much. You still get your OP character because you're able to put 15 million points somewhere that they don't belong. But yeah, now the first time you come to an inn, and it's the only inn for miles, and it's one of your race, and they go, "Get the fuck out." But no, it was a lot. Yes, you can be an owl now, except again, you can put your stats wherever the fuck you like.
I mean, to be fair, technically you could already have been an owl, technically, because you could have just went Aarakocra.
Or you could have went a druid.
Yeah, and wild shape into an owl all the time.
Yeah. Like, there is options. The problem is people want the options without having to, sacrifice anything.
No consequences.
I just don't get the point of owl folk when you've already got Aarakocra.
Oh, there is a difference between that. Aarakocra is like properly built, so it has like negative bits, whereas the owl folk don't. You can put your.
I would if you're gonna go owl folk, I would definitely give them sunlight sensitivity.
Oh yeah, blindness.
But I wouldn't give them dark vision. They would have a regular sight at night.
And
which
no
would
sight
be a
during the day.
huge. Exactly. I think that would be completely fair. I'm fine with that.
Look at kobolds.
But they
Kobolds
don't
have
do that
sunlight
anymore.
sensitivity.
I love Cobalt.
I know you do. Hex
Pack
is
tactics are
weapons of
so overpowered, though.
Yes, but
Oh,
Hex was overpowered because of his choices. You saw 2 dragons that you just like, I need some of that.
Poor Hex. He only got to be Hex for like half a session.
He was still Hex.
No, he got forced to be a face because no one else wanted to talk.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. See what I mean? When people clam up, you end up with the person that shouldn't be talking doing the talking. And it shows. But no, the new races, I love the ideas behind them. I do not love them.
Yeah.
I cannot justify allowing someone to put 3 different stats up at their leisure because they want to be a different kind of Aarakocra that has advantage on stealth. Like, play a fucking Aarakocra. Work on your stealth. See, that's how Hex was dealt with. Sunglasses. But sunglasses don't exist. You can't just go down to like the shop and buy sunglasses. It's just not a valid option.
Yeah, it actually took me like 5 sessions searching for something to help with that.
And even then, you had a high level artificer helping.
Yep.
It's just not a thing. But no, I'm not liking the way they're doing the new races. I love the idea behind the new races. The way they've gone about it seems very much like appeasement.
Yeah, there's no downside. I'm actually designing 3 different fungus type races right now.
Fungi.
And they all have ups and downs, yeah.
Well, you'd have natural. You would have either an affinity or an affliction to natural light.
Oh, I have them all with an affliction to water.
Well, yeah.
Swim speed of 0. They drown.
Yeah.
If you take in too much water, your speed goes down.
Yeah. And there's a lot that you could do with them.
Yeah,
especially if you
it's
take one
fun.
of them, give them Circle of Spores Druid.
Oh, I haven't even gotten that far. I'm still working out the kinks of plus and minuses.
Well, you see, making races is difficult. I made one race. I made the Arachne. Now, they were... I think it was well balanced. They had +2 to Dex, -2 to Charisma, because they're spiders. They had Wall Climb, because they're spiders. They had certain abilities, like Poison. Jack, Poison. As in, don't touch the teeth. So they had negatives and positives. The only difference was how you played it. Like, yes, this thing had 50 foot of web rope every day because it's a spider, but it was still only 50 foot of rope, just sticky. Yes, definitely clear. So
I've seen people play as a hat before. Yeah, you can play as a hat.
A wolf. Yep, a wolf. No, she means like to get rid of the light sensitivity.
Oh, okay.
Which again, no.
No.
I've seen the loaf of bread being carried around by Mei-chan.
Yeah, that's awesome.
F was a lettuce at one point, or cabbage.
Yeah, that was awesome too.
What was that? I was a badger.
Yeah, you turned into a honey badger.
Yep.
Man, good times.
Oh, it was.
The DM was an asshole.
I don't know. The shopkeeper was a dick.
Yeah, that dude.
Badger didn't have to be an option.
Okay, now I'm running Sunday. I'm running this Sunday, if that's okay.
What are you running?
I got an Easter one shot.
By all means. By
At
all
least
means.
give you a little break.
Oh no, by all means. I am A-okay. That would mean that tonight was the only session of D&D I'm running all week.
You know what else it does that I just realized? I have to wait 2 weeks for my card.
Yep.
That's okay.
Will
It's
I
worth
need a
it.
character for this?
Yeah, I'm gonna put this stuff in the chat. It's gonna be really simple. I'm gonna make y'all level 10, and I'm not having anyone roll for stats. I'm gonna put down stats, and y'all just plug them.
So we all just start with the same stats, level 10.
Y'all all start with the same stats. Put them wherever y'all want.
Okay, right. In fact, I'm going to get this started while I have you here, because interactive character building is fun.
Would it still be streamed? That is completely up to Scotsman.
I'll still stream it, unless you're not wanting it streamed.
It ain't nothing.
Jack might also stream it. Might. He's not saying anything, so.
Yeah, I'll probably stream it, yeah.
Okay, so I'm assuming homebrew is off and everything else is on? Or is it?
Homebrew races are pending DM's approval, because
Not an issue.
there are some things that would complicate things.
Okay. What races are we not allowed?
Naturally evil races are not allowed.
Oh,
Please
no.
and thank you. Please and thank you.
Can I take a bunny folk?
I don't mind. I don't mind. You can be a bunny folk. I'm fine with that.
A rabbit folk for Easter.
I'm fine with that. And you know what? I'll probably run some kind of evil game at some point. But
hey,
seeing as it's already Tuesday, I have 5 days to prep.
Right. So ability score increase. I'm going to put the choose option. I'm going to put the 2 and the 1 instead of the 1, 1, 1, and I'm going to do it logically. That is going to be 1 to charisma, because bunnies are cute, and 2 to dexterity, because if you've ever chased a rabbit, you know why. Now, yeah, see, logical choices. Language. What language shall I speak? I shall speak.
Please have common, for God's sake.
What?
Please have common.
Hold on. What class is it?
Goblin.
Common. You gotta have at least common.
I have
No,
goblin.
what class?
Do you only have goblin?
I don't know yet. I haven't picked in. And I'm going to make myself small. I am a small person. Now, what classes are we allowed?
Oh, I don't really care.
Is there any that are just like completely out?
Like I said, homebrew's pending.
Oh, no,
you know,
nothing homebrew.
all the standard classes are fine.
Oh, yeah. So, I'm going a druid.
As am I.
Oh my god.
Do you know
All druid game. You know what happened last time? All druid game, right?
There's a difference. I am going to choose the Circle of the Moon. Unless that is an issue.
That's fine.
You said level 10.
Yeah, level 10, and I put the stats in Discord.
Not worried about that just now, so that's okay. What I need to know is what my spellcasting modifier is. It is
strength.
Oh, I'd be fucked. I'd instantly be fucked.
Cast fist.
It is wisdom. Which means... Okay, so it's wisdom, which means absolutely none of the stats I put in are beneficial. That is unfortunate. Wisdom. Oh, I'm going to be playing a female rabbit folk. Her name is Judy Hobbs.
I saw it coming, and I don't mind.
Actually, no. I'm actually going to name it Buffy. It's going to be a dude, but I'm naming it Buffy. Because growing up, we had a white rabbit named Buffy. Vicious little shit. And I mean vicious little shit. It was goddamn evil.
Not to change the subject, but because Jay asked about the size, I went onto the official Dungeons and Dragons size chart, and it is bad.
Oh yeah, I think I'm
Small
like
size.
half a foot.
Instead of the actual sizes, they put the spaces. Like, wow. Why would you do that?
So, what am I, half a space?
For small?
Yes.
Oh, you're exact same. 5 feet by 5 feet.
Because that makes total sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it makes no sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
You're a 1 foot tall rabbit that is not even a foot across.
Height 2 to 4 feet
Okay.
for small races.
My
8 pounds to 60 pounds. Please be a 2 foot tall, 8 pound barbarian.
But I'm a druid.
Druidbarian. No.
I'm trying to think. Will I still have access to level 4 spells if I put a couple of levels in barbarian?
That is not something I would know. I don't spellcast often enough for that.
Let me have a look. So I'm gonna put this down to 8 so that I keep my bonuses. I lose a cantrip. And I still have tier 4 spells. Aw, yeah. Are you positive you don't want to, like, make it level 11?
I'm positive.
Like, how positive?
I will let y'all roll Saturday for a magic item, though. So you might get that hat.
What?
There's a wizard hat that lets you roll a wisdom modifier to see if you can pull a cantrip out of your ass that you don't have.
Oh, no, I don't care about the cantrip.
Chat requires you to confirm if they can or cannot carry the bunny.
I mean, it depends. It depends on how can you lift a 60-pound bunny? Because I don't know how much this bunny weighs.
I don't know how much the bunny weighs yet.
Yeah, I don't know you on a personal level enough to know if you could just deadlift 60-pound bunny.
Jack cannot.
Because I'm gonna be honest, one of my kids is about that weight, and if she don't want to be picked up, she's 8 times heavier.
That's called dead weight, though. They do that on purpose just to fuck you. It's like,
I know that.
The nice bag would be a real shame if you couldn't use it for 5 years.
I just pull on the toes. They come alive.
Oh, yeah. Right. This is working. This is going to work. I'm getting somewhere. Sleepy, I apologize in advance. Just know that I'm taking Speak with Plants.
That's fine.
I intend to have a conversation with every fern that we ever come across.
You're going to come across a lot.
Wait, what the fuck? I took that. Okay, I'm not taking Speak with Plants because apparently it didn't take the one spell that I wanted to be high enough for. There we go.
You don't use pounds for weight. Oh. My apologies. I'm from the States. They don't educate us. I'm not good at those conversions. Okay. Can you lift 27 kilograms? Or do you want me to do it in stones? I know you'll do kg over there.
25 kilos. It's like 25 bags of sugar.
Where's the total? There.
The heaviest is 25. Well, 60 pounds is a little over 27 kilos. God, I'm fat.
Not really.
Feel it.
I weigh in at a whopping I don't look anymore. Oh my god, Sleepy, this is a work of art. This is so goddamn good.
Josh,
Yes.
I'm taking tidal wave.
Oh
Oh
god,
my god.
please, I'm begging you. I know it's tempting. I know that deep down you want to, but not.
I have time for one more question, and then I gotta go put my son to bed.
Okay, this will be a very, very quick question then. So, you said you're enjoying the campaign. That's all well and good. Who do you think will be the next to kick the bucket?
I'm hoping dear old dad, because I'm coming for him.
Okay. Oh shit! Right, quickly.
Yeah.
You, I quote, floated the fuck out of the room upon finding out who your dad was. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
I thought that motherfucker was Strahd. I was
He
not ready to fight Strahd.
He is.
I'm coming for Strahd then. He killed me, and I love me.
But he didn't kill you. You killed you. Put in the wrong code.
Yeah, but he knew I was dumb enough to fall for that, so I'm putting it on him.
Well, anyway, thank you very much for joining us. It has been great to have you. And that'll be us for the evening. Again, any questions, whatnot, fire them on here or other places. Jack streams over there, Sleepy streams over there. Everything's in the links. And yes, join us next week for our Easter one shot that we totally weren't planning.
Jay, I'm like 10 kilos heavier than you.
So